Hello everyone, this is Donna from Even the Scales. Thank you for joining me. I'm just back on my channel again right now to protect myself from my neighbour downstairs. Just to keep a record of everything that she's doing on my channel. She's watching me in my home. For those of you who follow my channel, you would already know that. This woman downstairs, she's being paid to abuse me to death from the landlord, St George Community Housing. And that's because this is being done as all a part of a police cover-up that's been orchestrated by the justice system. My landlord is actually being paid to abuse me to death, and then they are paying this woman, who is just the epitome of evil, to abuse me in my home. My landlord has actually rigged the range hoods in my neighbours' homes so that they can tamper with the air in my house. And this woman has, she watches me on an illegal camera in my home. She also has access to viewing my devices, which is totally illegal. She's been doing that for a very long time. This woman also tracks me everywhere I go. And she can actually see into my bedroom and everything. She can, and so can other people. Because of this police cover-up, I have absolutely no privacy whatsoever. And she also has the ability to tamper with my air, and as she carries out abuse, she can watch my heart beat out of control on a monitor. And that is because when I went in the hospital, just over a year ago, I had a procedure done, and without my permission, they actually implanted a device in my body so that the community here in Campbelltown that's being paid to abuse me to death could watch my heartbeat on a monitor as they carry out abuse to see if it looks like I'm panicking, if it looks like I'm going to have a heart attack. And I've just had a cup of coffee, and the landlord and this woman watch for when I have that cup of coffee in the afternoon, and then they'll carry out abuse. This is how calculated these people are. This is how much they premeditate the abuse that they're carrying out. And the whole idea behind it is to cause me death. They are doing this several times a day, and they do know that I have severe PTSD, so whenever something like this happens, my heart races out of control and I can't control it. And it wouldn't matter if I had a coffee or not, it would still happen because I have severe PTSD. So this woman has been she watches me like a hawk. This woman does not stop watching me. She is addicted to abusing me. And the landlord's actually using her and another neighbour to abuse me because they both have mental illness. This woman downstairs, she's actually addicted to putting me through abuse and suffering. She loves it. She inflicts the suffering and then she watches it. She does. She watches how I react to it, and she thrives off it. And that's a very ironic thing about this, is because in the landlord's, their catchphrase, their motto is something to the effect of that they support thriving communities. I don't know the exact words right now, but in their catchphrase it says, St George Community Housing, we support thriving communities, something like that. And about the only thriving communities that St George Community Housing support is abusive communities, because they are actually paying this woman to abuse me to death, and they've probably done it to many other people in the past. They take bribes to do it from the justice system when they want to eradicate people off the face of the earth, okay? When they want to cause people mental health breakdowns to make it look like they have gone crazy and set it up so they get taken to hospital and they never come out. This is what they're trying to do to me, but it's not going to work. It's been going on for a very long time, and this woman is intruding on my life to the extreme. She may as well be in my home with me, that she intrudes on my life so much. she is a creep. This woman is an absolute old creep. And I'm not just saying that to be mean. She is. She's an absolute creep. And she stalks me aggressively all day, every day, even through the night. This woman she just watches over me even through the night for a chance to put me through abuse. She's disgusting, she is. And she's just watched me paint an item in my bathroom. And then she's decided to turn the dust on. For those of you who don't know, when my neighbour turns on her range hood, it actually rains dust down from the roof and it covers my home. And she's already done this once today. And, you know, I have to go through my home. It takes around 2 hours to get all of the dust back out of my home. And then she does it again straight after I've cleaned it up. So it's not only the fact that she is, carrying out this kind of abuse to try and make my heart race so that I'll have a heart attack, or to try and provoke me so that I'll have a mental health breakdown, or to try and make me just give up on my life. They don't care how it happens. Any of those options will do for them. But they're trying to make those things happen. And, she watches me clean it up, and then she'll just inflict the pain and suffering again, all over again. She's an absolute sadist. This woman is extremely cruel, and this is why the landlord's using her to do this. St. George Community Housing, well-known housing provider, is paying this woman to do this. It's never going to work, though, because they're just not going to get the reaction that they want out of me. And even if they did, I would just turn on my camera and I would just be me. I would just be real. And if I was going off my brain, I would be going off my brain like I did last night. It's as simple as that. I don't know what they hope to achieve out of this. I really don't. I think these people just have nothing to lose right now because they've just done so much. I am just so traumatised by the abuse of my air that has gone on for the past 6 months by St. George Community Housing and these neighbours. These people abuse my air. This woman is mentally disturbed. I mean, obviously, you'd have to be to do something like that. And she has access to a gas stove underneath her range hood. These people were going to gas me in my sleep, but I woke up to what they were doing and I created a channel so that I could protect myself from them. So this is why I need to try and create as much public awareness around what's going on here, because the Campbelltown Police are involved in this. The Campbelltown Police just went past and deliberately went out of their way to humiliate and degrade me. And so it's no wonder the neighbours feel like it's okay for them to abuse me as well. But this woman is abusing my air right now. And she's watched me paint something in my bathroom, and now she's actually wrecking that because this is how disrespectful this woman is. This woman has no respect for anything. She has no respect for human life. She doesn't. She is the only woman that's left being a part of this abuse. All day long, I've had abusive men stalking me in loud petrol guzzling cars. They are deliberately choosing those kind of cars so that they are deliberately creating pollution. This is because they know that I care about the environment, I care about the wildlife, I care about everybody in the community, the children, everyone, and they are deliberately doing that to cause damage to the environment because they know I support the environment with the things that I do. And they're just trying to make it so, it doesn't matter what you do for the environment because we are causing the damage just as quick as you're trying to help it. So that's what they're doing. And yeah, this woman, she's supporting these men, she is. And the reason that this cover-up is happening in the first place is because there is an abusive cop who actually has... He hurts women. He does. He harms women, and he does this in his leisure time for fun. He does. He harms women, and he gets his mates involved in that. And he's getting away with it. And that is why this police cover-up is happening. That's one of the reasons the police do not want that information being made public. There's also the fact that I reported a pedophile in 2020, and that person here in Campbelltown, that person lives in a community of Campbelltown, and he's still living in a community and getting away with what he's done as well. And that is because of the Campbelltown Police. They never followed up on the report that I put in. There were 12 calls made to the justice system between 2015 and around 2023. And on each and every one of those occasions, my reports were not followed up, or I was not treated fairly. And this is because of this corrupt police officer that harms women in his spare time. He was blocking justice that whole time. He was obstructing justice. I also have a relative in the New South Wales Police Force in Campbelltown, and that person has been obstructing justice, and they have been involved in inflicting this abuse on me over the past 18 months as well. So yeah, this woman, she's the only woman left supporting these abusive men and the pedophile and all that. She's the only one. She doesn't seem to be fazed by that at all. I mean, I've called her out on this channel so many times for the abuse that she's putting me through. Every time she attacks my heir, she's actually attempting murder. She is. Because the whole idea of it is for me to have a panic attack, and then it's meant to send me into a violent fit of rage, where I either get taken away in an ambulance because I look crazy, or because I'm having a heart attack from the panic attack that's turned into a heart attack. This is what they're trying to do. And she's so calculated, and she's premeditating everything that she's doing. And, you know, the investigators will be able to see that very clearly, because she's doing it around the times I have a coffee. She's doing it around those times, and she's also doing it when the sun shines in certain windows in my home. So she knows, because she used to live in this unit. So she knows the unit back the front. She knows that in the morning the sun is shining through the front window, and she knows exactly what I'm doing too, because she's been stalking me aggressively for over 18 months, viewing into my home every single day for at least a year, watching me do everything in my house. I'm just hoping that these people can't see into my bathroom, but it's a bit late now if they can, because it's been going on for almost a year now. And I mean, I only realised a couple of weeks ago that they could see into my bedroom. And then I think it was probably about 4 months ago, I realised that they could actually see into my house, because for a long time there I thought that they could only, I thought there might have been a listening device in my house. I didn't know there was a camera. But there's cameras in my house, I think, because they can see in my bedroom, because they've done things that have let me know that, because they mock the things I do in my house. This is all a part of the psychological abuse. The people involved, they will get information from my house, from what I'm doing in my home. These abusive men that stalk me, the police, anyone that's involved in it, that's watching me in my home, they get information out of my home, and then they carry out psychological abuse. And there's a lot of people involved in this. There's been a lot of people, a lot of big organisations, and it's a lot of those organisations now that are sending people to stalk me, because they've been involved in so much of this, and they've caused me so much suffering and abuse. So they're sending people to stalk me. And there's only a few groups left now. It's only the people that can abuse their power in the community in some way that are involved in this, which is the Campbelltown Police. They just purposely went out of their way to humiliate me and degrade me in my home. And the abusive men, which I think are being sent by probably businesses in the community that have been involved in this abuse, and probably the Campbelltown Police as well. Maybe the landlord too, St. George Community Housing. They are being paid to abuse me to death. And this woman downstairs who is mentally deranged, and the person next door to her, they both have the ability to control the air in my home. They live downstairs from me. She lives directly underneath my unit and he lives diagonally to me. And these two people are just natural abusers. They enjoy inflicting harm. They enjoy watching me suffer. And these people are absolute creeps. I mean, he is a peeping Tom pervert, and she is just a cruel, sadistic woman who enjoys inflicting suffering onto me. And I want these people held accountable. I really do. And I even do think that there's probably people out there that maybe, were told lies about me. And at one point you might have been against me, but I do think there's people out there now that are just seeing these people as so vile and so disgusting that they actually want to see justice served as well on them. So if there's anyone out there that can help me raise public awareness around this woman and what she's doing, she's absolutely out of control. This woman is mentally deranged. It's clear that she is. You've only got to go back on my channel and view my videos to see that. It's very clear. So I've been asking her family time and time again, please do something about your relative, because she really does need to be taken where she can be supervised, because she's out of control. She feels entitled to be able to abuse me, and I mean, nobody has the right to abuse another human being. The landlord is absolutely disgusting for doing this too. I mean, how many other people has St George Community Housing put through this? Because they're doing this to me because I'm a single woman, I'm on my own, and I'm considered to be a vulnerable member of the community. I have been purposely isolated by my family. This is why they thought that this would be easy to do to me. This is probably what they do to, vulnerable people in the community that they want to get rid of for one reason or the other, that haven't got anybody, because that's me. My family stole an inheritance from me, which is why they have purposely isolated me. And that is the only reason. There's no other reason. They teamed up with the justice system because they stole money from me. They don't want to give that inheritance back. They are going to, though. They are. Because I need to get to safety, and I need to get out of here. That is my priority, is to get my inheritance back and get out of here to safety. My family have sat back and watched me suffer for 18 months. Some of them are even watching me in my home as I suffer. I've been so distressed at times where I have I've cried out for help to people. I have, there's been times when, I've just been so distressed because of the trauma they're putting me through with abusing my heir. That is the most traumatic thing I think that I've been through all of this. And this woman is relentless. And I tell you what, I have never in my life seen a more crueler, more calculated, sadistic person than this woman. She's disgusting, and she needs to be locked up. She needs to be put somewhere where she can't harm anyone, because she's dangerous. She really is. She's absolutely dangerous. This woman thinks she's above everything. She thinks she's above the law. She just thinks she's above everything. She does. And why wouldn't she, when the police in this town are a joke. They are a joke. I mean, they just prove that. So there's no one to turn to here for me. And this is why they're doing this to me, because I am on my own. And I'm only on my own because my family purposely isolated me because they stole money. And the justice system helped them do that. So family, I know you're listening. You need to give that money back to me. You need to give back what belongs to me and my grandchildren as soon as possible so that I can get to safety. You stole my legacy. You stole my life. You stole my grandchildren's legacy. So you need to give that back to me. And sooner rather than later, okay? This is not going away. It's not. It's the same for these people that are still putting me through abuse. It's not going to work. What they're doing is not going to work. I might get angry every now and then like I did last night, like anyone would, but that's real, you know. That is me being real. I'm not going to cover up when I go crazy. I'm not going to try and cover up anything. It's just how it is. I'm going through severe, absolute severe abuse in my home. I'm being terrorised, absolutely terrorised by this woman and her neighbour next door to her. And the landlord. The landlord's terrorising me. They're trying to drive me out of my home. Just talking about it, I'm having an anxiety attack. And these people are watching my heartbeat. That is the real hard evidence. That's going to be the evidence of the fact that they are doing this to take my life. Every time she does this, every time she puts this dust, or the landlord tells her to, or whatever, through into my home, it is attempted murder. And it is attempted murder because of the fact they're timing the way they're premeditating their actions around my movements in the house. So they're highly calculated. And not only that, as they're carrying out the abuse, they're watching my heartbeat to see if I'm going to die. So, yeah, these people are going to be charged with attempted murder. And why they keep doing this over and over again, I have absolutely no idea, because basically they're just digging themselves a deeper hole. They are. Because as this goes on, I actually become stronger as a person. I do. I really do. And every day this goes on, the people that are still involved in this look more and more pathetic. They really do. And it's not just me that thinks so. Why do you think you're the only one left, neighbour? Why do you think you're the only woman left, neighbour? Because you're the only woman that's disgusting enough to do this to another woman. You're pathetic. And you're vile. You really are. You're a vile person. Any woman that could do that to another woman and then sit back and watch, she knows how much I've suffered. She's viewed into my home for at least a year, almost. So she's seen every single bit of my suffering, and this woman's still inflicting suffering, and she loves it. And she's absolutely disgusting. She is. And this woman's old, like she's elderly. I mean, I'm getting old too. I'm not young, but she's older than me, and it just goes to prove that, age doesn't always mean wisdom, does it? That's for sure. That's one thing I've learned. So I really need help. This woman is absolutely out of control. And these people, it's the health risk too, If the health department walked into this house and seen what I'm putting up with every day, and I've got plenty of evidence, they would shut this landlord down. They would shut this building down. They would evacuate it. It's just seeping out of everywhere, this dust, and it's a huge health risk. I was sitting there last night and I've got it in my eyes. It's in the back of my throat. It's through absolutely everything in my home, absolutely everything. It's in all of my drawers. I hung my washing outside today, and it's actually even seeping out of outside. It is, like, out of the walls, out of the roof. It's just disgusting. It's everywhere. Like, the place needs to be condemned. It does. So I need help urgently, because these people aren't going to stop. This woman's not going to stop until she's arrested. And she's going to be charged with attempted murder, because they're going to see how calculated and how cruel she was. I've never seen anything like it, seriously. I've never, ever. I've been around some bad people in my life, I have, because I've been through a lot of abuse. But this woman, she takes the cake, she does. She really does. And if her family are listening, please do something about your relative. sooner rather than later again, please, because she's destroying my home. And she's going to have to pay for all that. She's already going to have to pay for the trauma she's put me through. So's the landlord. So please help me if you can. It's absolutely urgent that I get help because I'm living with a huge health risk here. And, these people are preying on my life. There's no doubt about that. They are preying on my life. So please, if you can help me raise awareness by sharing this video, I'd appreciate that so much. If you can help me to raise public awareness about this, please do, because these people need to be named and shamed. There's got to be others that this has happened to. This landlord's done this to others. That's why they're so confident. But they've met the wrong one this time, because it's not going to happen to me. It's not. That's why all this is happening. It's all happening for a reason. It is. And that's why there's only a few people left. I mean, this woman's just proved that, she's the only woman low enough to continue doing what she's doing. So there's only a few people left. And that's how you can see it's happening for a reason, because it's like they're all being shown for who they are. All the scum of the earth. Please help me if you can, because this woman's, she's making my home unlivable and I don't deserve any of this. I'm an innocent person. Absolutely, I haven't done nothing. I was actually nice to this woman, and I'm a good member of this community. I really don't deserve this. A lot of lies were told about me so that people would abuse me, but they weren't true. I'm a good person and I definitely don't deserve being humiliated and degraded like this. Now I've got to go through my home and clean it up, and it'll take me probably about 2 hours, and I have a disability as well, so I struggle to do that. And, abuse, when you've been put through so much trauma and abuse over and over again, it takes its toll. It really does. And I am weak. I'm not going to lie, I'm weak. Physically, because of the trauma. So she's doing this over and over again, and she's so cruel. And she watches me clean it up, and that's degrading and humiliating as well. That I have to be, I've got people viewing into my home. That's not the only thing too. When she does this, when she inflicts this abuse, she's being paid to do that. She's being paid from the landlord, and she's being paid from other businessmen in this community to abuse me too, because she has that close access. There's only certain ways they can get to me now. And her and this other neighbour are, they're being paid to put me through abuse. So I'm basically being tortured in my home. I am, by these people. So, because there's a camera in my home, there's an audience watching me be abused. There's an audience watching me be humiliated and degraded. And that audience is full of people that want to see me dead, because they are people that have put me through abuse, who don't want to be held accountable. So there's also that too, including my family members who are watching this. So I want them brought to justice too. I want my inheritance back for me and my grandchildren. I do. Belongs to us. So give it back. Please help me if you can, please. Thank you for listening, and I will talk to you on the next one. Bye for now.